Right, here we go now. Batman scoop on the mic, mixing the mix on the wheels of steel. This is what I was fucking born to do. This, let's go. One, two. From the top, let's go.
Hello. Good morning. Good evening, wherever you are. Hope you can hear me clearly. Good morning. Thank you for joining Saturday Saturday morning here in Singapore, right? So depending where you are, might be uh, later in the afternoon or late in the morning. Uh, right. Thank you for joining. Okay, let's yeah. Yeah, tell me from which country you're joining from. Right? Are you joining my sharing session for the first time, or have you joined previously? Hi, Diego. Hi, Aldi, Indonesia. Hi, Ashish. Thank you. Hi, Vivek. Good morning. Latifuddin. Good morning. Amar. Ahmed. Good morning. Ashish. Cool. All right. Ahmed from Egypt. Wow. From France, Abderrahmani. Wow, Pakistan. Okay, first time. Welcome, Sohaib. All right. So, good morning, good afternoon, good very early morning for some of you. Uh, Thank you for joining Saturday morning, right? Sparing your weekend time for listening to the sharing, right? So today, mainly we're going to talk about just giving you an overview of HYSYS certification exam. So HYSYS has, I think, at least now we have two level HYSYS user certifications and HYSYS expert user certification, right? So I'm going to talk about more on HYSYS user, right? How is the exam going to be? W- what you can prepare, how you should prepare, right? So, okay, let's get started, right? Hi, Anshad. Good morning, right? Okay. Any of you have taken? Maybe I'll create a pool. Planning take HYSYS certification exam. Okay, let me pull this pool for you, right? And yeah, maybe you can help me answer whether you're planning to take HYSYS certification exam, user certification exam, right? Right. Yes, many. Okay. All right, let's get started while you are responding to the poll. Again, thank you for joining. So I do this sharing sessions in the webinar I try to do it almost every 2 weeks, right? Uh, so this is the schedule for the few next few weeks, right? So I will have a sharing together with some of my friends and colleagues in the industry, right? On 23rd May, I will be sharing about rigorous separator modeling in using HYSYS and MySAP integrations, right? So MySAP is another software which can be integrated with Aspen HYSYS. So I will talk this with my friend from MySAP, Avinash Ravendran, right? Then on 6th June, I will also talk about uh, giving introductions about HYSYS blowdown. And I have invited my friend also, Firesh Sharma. He's currently with consultant for Petronas. He will also share a case study, right? So I will you can register. The registration link is already up, right? By the way, you can download this PDF in the handout section, right? In your webinar page, there is a handout icon, right? The last icon, you can download this PDF and you can click the link in the PDF to register also. So I also invited my friend Jonathan Ayala, right? He's going to talk about what does a scale up engineer do, right? I think this is not not maybe not so often, right? We hear up about a role of scale up engineer. That is 20th June, right? Then I also invited him to talk about direct air capture technology. Nowadays, a lot of companies are pursuing how to capture CO2, right? Carbon capture. And one of the technology is direct air capture. So I invited Jonathan to talk about the direct air capture technology on 2nd of July, right? Okay, so that's what's coming. Hi, Sijin from Korea. I Ahmed from Algeria. Good to have you. Right. Okay. A disclaimer. I'm speaking from my personal capacity. I'm not representing my current or my past employer. Right. Uh, the view expressed here is my own personal view based on my experience, my own experience, right? So this view may or may not be supported by my current or my past employers, right? Okay, so this is a personal thing. Okay, a little bit of housekeeping. So this is a webinar, so I think probably you can't unmute yourself, right? But you can ask questions, right? So you can see here. This is a chat windows. I see we have been interacting using the chat windows, and you can also see here is the Q&A. So you can post questions in the Q&A. So I will also review the Q&A later when we have time. And don't forget to download this slide deck. So I've uploaded and you can actually download the slide deck here in this icon, right? So you see this in your webinar page, right? Okay. All right. So a simple agenda, a little bit introductions about myself, right? Then I will talk about how we do a self-assessment, how we plan our study, some exam tips. Then I'll go over a few potential resources, right, which you can do. Mainly, these resources are basically e-learning and uh, e-learning, Aspen e-learning, and also the some knowledge base, useful knowledge base from the support website, right? Okay. Any of you have taken any exam before? Let me put that up. Also create new pools. right. Okay, I put that up. The poll, if you have taken or not taken before, right? Right. So this is my short introductions about myself. I graduated chemical engineering in 2002 from Indonesia, in Institute Teknologi Bandung. Then I worked in Indonesia with EPC company, upstream EPC company McDermott for about 4 years. Then I moved with McDermott to Singapore and continue working there for another 6 years. So I spent about 10 years with McDermott in upstream EPC. I did my master in also in business administrations from NUS in 2014. After that, I work mainly in pure engineering company, Wally, right? We do mainly feed for degasification, refinery, and a little bit of chemicals, right? And I also joined the consulting arm of Worley. At the time, it's called Advision, and doing a lot more of front end feasibility study, due diligence, doing financial modeling, right? The type of facility we are typically do is regasification, LNG regasifications, refinery, as well as power plant, right? I joined operating company for about 1 year plus, Fopak. They operate terminals in Singapore, right? Oil, chemical, and gas terminals, right? In 2019, I joined Aspen as a solution consultant, right? I will turn off my camera, right, so that you can focus on the slide. All right. So about how we actually prepare for the exam, right? I think the first thing is review the topics which is going to be tested, right? So where you actually can find the topics, you can actually download uh, study guide. So you can, if you search, right? So let me do a quick search here. Aspen HYSYS certification exam, right? Right, right. Let it open for a while. Give me 1 second. Okay, all right. I have opened it here, right? Okay, so here in this you can search, and this is the Aspen HYSYS user certification exam page. It will tell you a little bit of what how much is the duration. Duration is 4 hours. Passing score 70%. Total questions is 65, right? So this is split into two parts, right? All is actually all the questions is multiple choice, but some of that requires you, some of the second part of the exam requires you to build model or to adjust model, to modify model, right? So you can download this study guide. You can attend a training before that. You can also download the study guide. The study guide is actually a PDF file which will tell you the this is the study guide, right? So it tells you um, all uh, the key topics, right? So this is very useful to me, right? So you go through this when I preparing this. When I was preparing this, I go through this. Okay, component list. Can I create component list? Can I identify the different components, the database available, right? Can I do I know how to add hypothetical component, right? So I also at the time I created this simple spreadsheet. So I actually, before I do my preparations, I review this list, right? Then I will mark, okay, this one I'm okay, this one I'm so, this one I need to pay attention, right? So at this actually give me a plan, or identify which subject I need to actually start focusing first, right? So you can also do that. I do strongly recommend you to review this, right? And ask your question: Can I do this task? Can I do this task? Can I do this task? Right? Okay. So this is what I talk about self-assessment, right? Then you can pace yourself, right? When you in the website, you can just now let me open the website again. So the website, you can actually at the bottom, this is the registration, right? So you can all register here. You can pick the date. It's quite a lot of number of slot for the registration, right? Of course, you should choose suitable for your time zone. Sometimes I also register for Middle East time zone, right? So at least I can end my work, then I can join the exam, right? So it's up to you, but I think the most important thing is the language, right? So you have to pay attention of that. So this is so you can pick the date suitable, and you can pace yourself, plan for how long you think you need to cover those topics, right? Okay, let's go back. Right, so feel free to ask any questions, right? Yeah, so my take is register and allow sufficient time for preparations, right? After you highlight and know what are the topics you need to prepare and review, right? And pace yourself in the study, right? Okay, in terms of registrations, so you can use this. It is free. So far, this morning I tested. You can see here, it's a bit misalignment, but you can see here this morning I actually tried to register, and this you can use this code free ACU and free ACU 2024, or just use free ACU. It's still active. The promo code is still active. You can offset the total cost, right? So you don't need to pay anything for participating or getting an exam or sitting in an exam, right? Okay, so this is the link to the page just now I show. Okay, all right. So in terms of some of the my tips for taking the exam, right? So I think you should have a quiet room, right? It's 4 hours. Um, you can at the time last time I think I did consume almost the whole four hours, right? Depending if you are more familiar, you can do faster, right? So of course you sometimes you have to go back and review again. Having to monitor helps. So the when during the exam, right? You will be given an access to uh, Aspen Tech software via cloud. So you will access the so you first okay first you will log in to the exam via webex, right? So this is the kind of the conference, right, where the Aspen Tech trainer or the proctor will actually monitor the exam, right? So we do have to turn on our webcam the entire time we're taking the exam, right? So typically I put on the webex on one monitor, then another. So this webex we can maybe if we have difficulties, we can text to the proctor or to the person who overseeing the exam, right? And the other page or the other monitor, I use it for doing the exam. So we will be given also a link to log in to what we call cloud share. So once we log in, we actually see like a PC in the web browser, right? Using accessing via the web browser, we see a virtual machine or PC, and we can open HYSYS there, and we do our exam, right? And the exam itself, right? You will be also given a link, and that link will open up uh, Microsoft form, right? It lists out all the questions, right? And the multiple choice. We fill up our details and answer the questions in that Microsoft form, right? So that's typically what will happen during the exam, right? uh of course, water, right? And I do suggest you to write down your answer, right? So I do write, okay, number 4, my answer is D. Then I also mark whenever I face a difficult questions, right? So probably I will spend a little bit time try to answer it, right? But I won't spend too much time, right? So if, okay, I will just pick, okay, this is at this time, this is my first guess, right? So I will answer it, but I will circle that's question number, right? So I know exactly where which question I have to go back first when I do the review, right? So you can note down the question number, right? Answer it and then move on, right? So you don't spend too much time on a difficult question, right? So you can always come back when you have the extra time for review at the end, right? Okay, don't forget to pace yourself for allow some time for the second part also, right? So initially, I think I target like I split 50-50, like if it's 4 hours, at least all the first part I should be done by the first 2 hours, right? So I also have equal hours for doing the second part, right? Then by doing that, I think I have extra time to go back and review my answer again, right? So this is are some of my suggestion, right? Oh, right. Okay, light is visible. Yes. Okay. Right. 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 Okay. Screen is very tiny. Okay. Let me try to stop sharing and sharing again. Let's see if it does help. Right. Yep. So yeah, I think you should, yeah, make sure you focus on the slide, right? So that will give a bigger portion, right? Right. Okay. All right. So one of the things, right? Always, I mean, I think most of you are already users of HYSYS, but I do strongly also to practice building some cases, right? So, and you can get this uh, in the help in HYSYS help, right? There is a case step by step for building quite a medium level complexity model, right? So this is a good practice. So uh, if you open HYSYS, you go to resources help, right? And these resources also note that the exam is actually open book, right? So you can, if you have a pass note, if you have, for me, my main go-to resources, of course, if I have attended training notes from the past, right? I keep that ready. Help. I use help a lot, right? I use help a lot, and I also use e-support website, right? So I also make sure that I log in to e-support website. So let me show you e-support website, right? So I make sure log in to this, right? So I will do a keyword search on certain things on both help and support website, right? So so we can always do a keyword search here for certain things, right? And also I want to highlight, like for example, help, right? We can always press F1 on the help when we are in certain page or certain unit operation, right? So let's say, let me try on the separator, right? So this is on separator. When I'm on separator page, if I press F1, right? So it will actually bring me to to the unit operation uh, help, right? So uh, we can read about that unit operations, right? So this is also helpful. Of course, you can always do a keyword search on help and uh, e-support, right? So these are the main two uh, resources I use in addition to the to any notes I have from my past training, right? So okay. So this is okay. I was about to show you the tutorial, right? So there's always a getting started HYSYS, right? And there is a section here, Aspen HYSYS tutorial, right? So you can do this case, right? Uh, no need to do the dynamic, right? For the this one is we are doing the steady state. So you can go through this step by step, right? It goes through the step by step, and you can practice creating this flow sheet, right? So including till create using that data tables, modifying yeah. So it's a good it's a good practice step by step here provided in the HYSYS help itself. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so now next I want to highlight in terms of preparations, right? My main key preparations material comes from two sources. One is the e-learning. So I assume you can have access to e-learning. So those who have access to HYSYS in your company using token system, Aspen One Engineering token, you should be able to access the e-learning, right? So you can access the e-learning in various way. So when you open HYSYS under resources here, there's also here e-learning, right? So you can open using this. This is the first method, right? Right, you can see here. Then you can browse, for example, learns the basics. So you can go through these different modules, right? So these are my go-to resources for studying preparations for the exam, right? So you can play this e-learning, right? So I'm not sharing my sound, but there is a sound for this also, right? Something like that,
Process simulation is the use of a program.
right? So this is the first way, accessing by this button under HYSYS resources e-learning. The second way is you download what we call the e-learning launcher. So I have already downloaded. I also provided the link in the slide deck, right? So you can double click this e-learning launcher and it will open a small program like this. And again, if you click this, it will bring to the same page, right? This is not loading properly. Let me open up from another one. Yeah, so this I'm opening same one. So yeah, so you can again, so you if you click that small program, it will bring you to the same page where we can see the e-learning, the all the different e-learning topics, right? So which e-learning I should learn, right? So next I will go through with you what are the key e-learning topics you can go through, right? As well as also some articles, knowledge article from the uh, support website, right? So support website is also a useful resources, right? So you can always do a read the material, technical material from there also, right? So let's go back to the okay, right. So this is just now I explained about the e-learning. You can access from the resources e-learning button, or you can download the e-learning launcher. This is the link to download, right? You can download also the e-learning catalog listing all the e-learning topics, right? So, and what modules I need to review, right? So here are the few different modules, right? So the first module you can review is Aspen HYSYS Learn the Basic, right? So it will talk about flow sheeting, HYSYS capabilities, user interface, properties, environments, simulation environments, and a little bit of troubleshooting tips, right? Next is on heat exchanger, right? Sorry. On heat exchangers, uh, okay. So Sebastian asked, do I need to have the HYSYS software open while I study using the e-learning? Not required. So if you're using the e-learning launcher, you don't need to have the HYSYS software open when you're studying the e-learning, right? So you can just go through the module without opening the HYSYS, right? But of course, if you access the e-learning via the button within HYSYS, then you have the HYSYS open, right? Okay. Right. So this is for heat exchangers. Help is also a great resources. So you can go to help, and you can see here there's a uh, can go through the unit operations, heat transfer operations, right? So you can read the different types of the heat transfers operations, right? And you can also review these articles, technical articles from the KBs, right? So for like which explains what the difference between the various heat exchanger models, right? Various type of specification in the heat exchangers, right? And also we have a good, for example, a good jump start for the EDR, right? So some of the actually the e-support is a great resources, right? So you can see here if I click this link, right? Right. Okay, so this is like a collections of jumpstart, right? So this is in topics of Aspen EDR. So you can see there's a lot of jumpstart about catalytic boiler, gas condensers, right? High pressure gas heaters, right? So it's a lot of resources, right? So e-support is a good resources also. Okay. And also Aspen eLearning also have this course called Aspen EDR Rigorous Design and Rating of Heat Exchanger, right? So I think last month I also did a webinar around integrations with HYSYS and Aspen EDR. I have posted the link here, right? I will post in the chat also, right? So you can also view that link for your resources for HYSYS and EDR integration, right? So let me copy that link. In terms of should I have Aspen HYSYS license to able to access the e-learning? Yes, yes, yes. You need to have a HYSYS Aspen Tech license, especially the token license, right? So trial versions, I think I can't answer whether you can have a trial versions or not, because I think that's a quite a rigorous process to get a trial license, right? Right. Okay. Template files and subflow sheet, right? So these are the key knowledge base around templates and subflow sheet, right? How do I convert flow sheet into template? You can read this in this article. How do I change a fluid package from template imported in flow sheet, right? Okay. Then the other things which is important also in terms of analyzing and using the reporting tools, right? So e-learning also have this Aspen HYSYS utilize analysis and reporting tools. So you can go through this, right? Uh, Topics. And a case study is one of the analysis tools, right? Where we vary different independent variables to monitor the change in the dependent variables, right? So you can review this, how to run a case study, what is the difference between sensitivity and nested case study, and so on, right? Okay. And one of the tools is Aspen. I think this one will not be tested, but it's good to know. Aspen simulation workbook is the integrations between HYSYS and Excel, and we do have e-learning for that also, right? Okay. Uh, Assay management, right? Uh, this is also one of the topic which will be tested. So how you define an essay, right? So you can go through the e-learning essay management, learn the basics. So this is there is a topic for that. Right? Some additional readings about essay. How do I characterize a crude essay in HYSYS? What's the difference between the old methods of using Aspen oil managers and the petroleum essay manager, right? Okay. Logical operation, right? So we do have a few key logical operations. Adjust, right? How we target certain variables, right? By manipulating different variables, right? Balance to copy certain parameters to from one stream to another stream. Recycle if we have uh, a downstream stream mixing with the upstream, right? Set if we want to set certain variables in another stream related to of another variables in another stream, right? A spreadsheet if we want to do calculations, right? Our own calculations within the HYSYS model. Okay, so these are also the different technical articles you can read, right? Can I check if you can download the PDF file? Hopefully, yes. I've, I've made the handout available. Okay, right? So additional KBs related to logical operations, right? Okay. Pipeline modeling. I think this is one of the topics will be tested also. So you can go through this e-learning topics, Aspen HYSYS upstream, uh, upstream flow assurance, right? Okay, distillations. This is there will be some questions around distillation also. So you can go through this crude distillation unit, build rigorous crude distillation uh, column, right? Rotating equipment, I think there's not many rotating equipment. It's mainly pump, compressors, and then expanders, right? So you can review uh, the help under the unit operations rotating equipment. All right. So I think that's pretty much it in terms of the key topics which will be covered, right? I do plan to have some kind of uh, mini course or webinar to go through all these topics, right? It could be like maybe 6 webinar each 1 hour, depending, right? So I'm thinking how to do that, right? Yeah. Any questions so far in around how you should prepare taking that? Okay. All right. So let me ask you if you are interested to. So I'm thinking to create some online course if you are interested for online course for HYSYS certification exam, right? As well as also HYSYS expert certification. So I just launched the pool. Let me know. Right. How do you how can I have HYSYS? My company is not having HYSYS. Oh, okay. Sorry. So hi. Unfortunately, I mean, I can't answer that questions, right? I guess typically we do. I mean, most of us have HYSYS through our company, right? As part of our job, or um, I think some students do. Most university also have access as part of the students, right? Yeah. All right. Any other questions I can help answer? Right. Yeah. So yeah, let me know. Right. So this is again, this is the upcoming sessions. Yeah, I'm also planning to. Yeah, let me know. Okay. All right. So I think that's about it for this. Let's keep in touch, right? Keep in touch. I'll keep you posted about the online course I'm creating for the preparations of HYSYS exam as well as HYSYS expert user exam, right? Let me double check again if there is any other questions I have not answered. I think that's about it, right? Thank you so much for spending your time, right? I really appreciate that. Okay, so in terms of okay, let me check. M Aldi asks what's the difference between HYSYS and Aspen Plus. Aspen Plus mainly is used for modeling chemicals, right? Chemical process, where HYSYS mainly for oil and gas the upstream, the refining, the gas plant typically used for HYSYS, right? Okay. Okay. Right. Thank you so much. I will end the broadcast and I'll see you next time. And don't you can also register for the few next session, right? Sharing session. All right. Bye. Have a good day.